Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, thank you. I think it's time for us to get going for Wilder Kent Awards 2024. So welcome to our ceremony for this year. And it's the Wilder Kent Awards and Volunteer Awards in partnership with the Marsh Charitable Trust who are here today. It's our annual celebration of the work everyone in this room is doing to create a Wilder Kent. And we're thrilled to recognise some of our wonderful volunteer teams. And within the awards, we're going to be recognising winners from community groups, nurseries, schools, universities, cities, towns, and for the first time this year, businesses. For us at Kent Wildlife Trust, it's always a highlight of the year to read all your submissions and see the passion for the natural world. And, you know, we're always moved by what we read, and it's fantastic work. We've had a lot of interest in the awards this year. We had over 87 submissions, an increase of 36% on last year, which is great to see. The image you can see behind me over there, to my left, shows the reach of this scheme across the county, which demonstrates the impact that you have on creating a Wilder Kent. In total, over 16,000 people were recorded as taking positive action for nature this year. For the part of this awards, action which is helping us achieve goal 2 of our Wilder Kent 2030 strategy, and for more people to take action for wildlife in Kent. Luckily, you don't have me to introduce the awards. I'd like to introduce to the stage our host for the afternoon. It's former BBC South East presenter and creator of Talk on the Wild Side, Rod Smith, to announce our winners, both volunteering and the Wilder Kent Award.
Hello, everybody. Yes, so I'm Rob Smith. I'm going to be sort of hopefully guiding you through the awards process this afternoon. It's fantastic to be given the opportunity to be here and to be part of this today. Some of you might know that I actually do a podcast for the Kent Wildlife Trust. Some of you in here who featured on it, which is brilliant. And before we sort of get into it, I just wanted to let you know where I'm coming from with all of this, because I left the BBC about 4 years ago and I've been doing all sorts of stuff since. And one of the things I was really keen to get set up and do was to do this podcast with the Wildlife Trust, principally because going back a few years, I was getting very gloomy about the state of the world, particularly the state of the environment. Climate change, loss of all sorts of biodiversity, and it looks gloomy. I've got kids. I want the world to be a better place. I want things to be better. And what I wanted to try and do was to find out whether or not there is any cause for optimism, because it's easy to kind of slump into that slough of despond and think it's all going horribly wrong, isn't it? Well, over the course of the last year doing the podcast, I have been to literally dozens of different projects, places, farms. So Nonnington Farm, for instance, where they're the only leaf linking environment and farming farm in the southeast at the moment. But I was having a chat with somebody just 10 minutes ago who's talking about their farming neighbour who's going through that process as well. That's a big tick. They're planting miles and miles of hedgerow. I've been to NEP as part of it, which is kind of ground zero for rewilding in the UK, and had a chat with Charlie Barrell there and seen the stuff that they're doing. They've got storks they're breeding for the first time in England in over 400 years. It's extraordinary. I was at a farm in Marden just the other day where they're creating what they're calling Dovetropolis to encourage as many turtle doves as possible to actually get back and be breeding in the UK again. I went to Goatleys Primary School in Ashford and met the kids who are being taught about all this stuff at primary school age. So it's baked into them that they understand it. And time after time after time, what I've come away with is the understanding that people are doing stuff. People do care. We are starting to make a difference. And that's massively, massively important. It does me good knowing that. And seeing all of you in here today who have been involved in lots of different projects and have positively done things is really heartening, because it means that we are not just giving up on the state of nature, and we are doing things to try and make the world a better place. So what I'd like you to do, first of all, is to give yourselves a round of applause and say, thank you very much for cheering me up. Well done. Thank you. So we're going to be starting with the volunteering awards and then moving on to the Wilder Kent Awards for businesses, community groups, cities, towns and villages, nurseries, schools, colleges and universities. So if I could introduce to the stage Becky Stevens, who's Head of People and Volunteering, and Peter Amel-Harris, who's the Marsh Charitable Trust Ambassador, and they're going to present the volunteering awards in partnership with Marsh Charitable Trust. So if you would come up to the stage over here, please. Thank you. Now, Becky, I think it's you to go first.
Thank you, Rob. It's wonderful to be here today to celebrate the incredible efforts of our volunteering team. Volunteers are essential partners in our mission to create a wilder Kent. Our conservation efforts throughout the county depend on this extended and remarkable team, and their collective commitment, willingness to share their time and skills, and seemingly boundless energy embody the spirit of collaboration. This dedication is vital as we pursue our 30 by 30 goal, ensuring that 30% of Kent's land and sea are more climate resilient and abundant in nature by 2030. We're fortunate enough to be supported by hundreds of volunteers at Kent Wildlife Trust, who donate their time and energy in so many different ways, through practical conservation work, species data collection, education, community engagement, and much, much more. Our volunteers are making a tangible difference, and we couldn't achieve all that we do at the Trust without them. We're so grateful for every single one of you. Just as one example of the impact our volunteers have made, and thanks to something that Linda shared with us, 15,681 man orchids were counted at Darwin Banks this year, which is approximately 5,000 more than last year. And that's all thanks to the work that our volunteers are doing to give us this valuable data. Before I hand over to Peter from the Marsh Charitable Trust, I'd just like to take this opportunity on behalf of us all to remember one particularly special volunteer who sadly passed away just 2 weeks ago and who we'd like to remember. Bill Hickmott was both a Wild About Gardens volunteer and a Nature Parks and Gardens volunteer. Bill made a huge contribution at Kent Wildlife Trust throughout his life, volunteering from the 90s until well into his 80s at Tyland Barn just a few weeks ago. His incredible knowledge that he shared with many of us over the years is left as a legacy, not only in the people he inspired, but also in the wild spaces he supported us to nurture and preserve for wildlife and future generations. Bill's kind and energetic presence at Tyland Barn will be much missed by us all and represents the spirit of our volunteers at the Trust. So please join us in a round of applause to remember Bill, one of our much loved volunteers. And now to the Wilder Kent Volunteer Awards. Each year, and with thanks to the support of the Marsh Charitable Trust, we celebrate individual volunteers and volunteer groups who've made a particularly outstanding contribution over the last 12 months. All of today's winners have been nominated by the Kent Wildlife Trust team, and it's been wonderful to read their heartfelt nominations. I know you'll enjoy hearing about and celebrating the work of our winners when we announce them shortly, but firstly, I will pass over to Peter, who will talk about our partners.
Thank you, Becky, and a huge thank you to all of you here at Kent Wildlife for asking me back to present these awards on behalf of the Marsh Charitable Trust. I should emphasize that I'm only the messenger when it comes to these awards. The real thank you should go to the one man who established the Marsh Charitable Trust and to whom we all owe an enormous debt of gratitude. It's an extremely unusual charitable trust, in my view. It was established through one man's philanthropy and generosity, Brian Marsh, who particularly wanted to reward volunteers in a wide range of sectors for the work that they do. Volunteers, by their very nature, are unpaid by and large, and his real ambition was to recognize the work that they do by some form of an award. And the awards now cover a huge range of activities. We have wildlife awards such as this one today. There are awards to heritage charities, to the arts, and now even overseas charities. And perhaps in his absence, we should all put our hands together and thank Brian Marsh for what he's done for both this trust and many others. So with that, I think we're ready to make the awards, are we not? Okay.
Thank you both very much. So our first winner today has been volunteering with the Ashford Green team for more than a decade, making a significant impact on the restoration of open habitats at Hothfield Heathland. His generosity is evident in his contributions of chainsaws, equipment, even cooking pots for baked potatoes. Recently, he's taken on more responsibility, running task lists to cover for wardens and mentoring trainees, especially in chainsaw use. He also contributes to the Faversham and Wilderness Down teams, bringing his professionalism and forestry experience to these groups. His dedication and positive influence make him truly deserving of this recognition. He's also been an exceptional mentor, dedicating his time and effort to help others build confidence and develop their skills. After completing a chainsaw course last year, one of the trainees felt unsure of their abilities, but this volunteer's calm manner and unwavering encouragement over the past few months have been instrumental in restoring their confidence. His dedication and support truly deserve our highest praise. So congratulations to Dennis Fryer. Dennis, please come up. Now, we're thrilled to recognise our next winner for their exceptional dedication and service, marking her 25th year of volunteering with the Trust. Since 1999, she's been a stalwart member of the Darwin team, showing up in all weathers to handle various tasks, from tending the fire and extensive raking to knowing everybody's tea and coffee orders by heart. She's shared her vast butterfly and botanical knowledge and recently stepped up as the team's volunteer representative. Beyond her task day contributions, she also walks butterfly transects and has advertised for new volunteers in local magazines and papers. Now, during COVID-19, this volunteer played a crucial role in maintaining team morale by driving the social WhatsApp group, ensuring that everybody stayed connected. She's also organised the volunteer Christmas dinner and has been the main organiser of the Christmas curries for the last 2 years. Events that the team greatly enjoys. Her passion and dedication has never wavered over the past quarter of a century. She frequently goes above and beyond for the Trust, the Darwin Banks Nature Reserve, and the close-knit volunteer team. Her unwavering commitment makes her truly deserving of this award. Congratulations to Linda Taylor. Linda, please come up and collect your award. So next we have an award for a volunteering team. This year we're delighted to honour our dedicated volunteers who contribute to the Wildlife Trust's National Citizen Science Survey of the intertidal shore. Every month, up to 15 committed volunteers gather to record their findings on our rocky shores, from Folkestone to the Isle of Sheppey. Their efforts are crucial for collecting data that helps experts monitor fragile sea life and understand the impacts of pollution, climate change, and invasive species. Many volunteers are regular participants, and without their dedication, collecting data on intertidal species across Kent just would not be possible. This year, the team's also begun collaborating with Natural England to conduct invasive non-native species surveys. We are immensely grateful for their unwavering commitment and invaluable contribution. So thank you to the Shore Search team. Please come up and collect your award. Thank you. Well done. Congratulations. So we move on to another group award now, and we are thrilled to honour this exceptional Thursday practical volunteer team at Kent Wildlife Trust. This dedicated group consistently shows up week after week, regardless of the weather, rain, sleet or snow. They even plan their holidays around making sure that they don't miss task days. They work across a variety of sites, demonstrating incredible adaptability and willingness to tackle tasks, even on the steep gradients of many downland nature reserves. Their hard work, their passion, and their engagement makes them a pleasure for the area warden to work with. The team's contributions are invaluable to Kent Wildlife Trust, working across 8 sites, including several SSSIs, which means that they are actually working on a significant proportion of the trust land holdings. They have skills in things such as brush cutting, chainsaw use, first aid, I hope those 2 things aren't connected, and leadership greatly enhances their effectiveness. They embody the Wilder Kent 2030 strategy by actively managing 30% of the county for wildlife, continuously developing their skills and fostering an inclusive and collaborative environment. The team's dedication and camaraderie extends beyond task days, and it makes a profound impact on the trust and its mission. So thank you to the Seven Oaks Green Team. Please come up and accept your award. And our final volunteering award for this year goes to another incredible team who made an outstanding contribution to Kent Wildlife Trust. Wild About Gardens, affectionately known as WAG, is a cornerstone program at KWT. For more than a decade now, 30 dedicated, determined volunteers have been the champions of wildlife-friendly gardening across Kent. Their unwavering commitment has not only transformed countless gardens into havens for wildlife, but also inspired residents to adopt eco-friendly practices. These volunteers often serve as the first point of contact with the trust, fostering relationships that have brought in many new members and therefore expanded our community and our support network. In times when KWT staff were unable to meet the demand, our WAG volunteers have stepped up, delivering public talks, attending events, creating inspiring displays that forge vital one-on-one connections. Even in the last 6 months, when the lead officer role was vacant, they still seamlessly coordinated among themselves to make sure that the message of wildlife conservation continued to reach the public. Their efforts have not only reinforced WAG as a leading program within KWT, but also established strong links with smaller organizations across the country. Their dedication and the countless hours that they give are truly invaluable to the trust. So today we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and the positive impact they've made in our community and environment. Congratulations to the Wild About Gardens team. Please come up and collect your award. So now we move on to the Wilder Kent Awards for community groups, nurseries, schools, colleges, universities, cities, towns, villages, and businesses. There are 87 winners from across the different settings. I don't think we're going to have everybody on the stage today in one go, but it is wonderful to have such an amazing breadth of groups and organisations who are taking action for wildlife in Kent. Now, as part of the Wilder Kent Awards, there are three main criteria which groups can take action: protecting wildlife, sustainability, and carbon reduction, and engaging with nature. Each of the following organisations have demonstrated ways that they are helping to take positive action and to create a wilder community. Now, lots of these groups have won Wilder Kent Awards in previous years, with many groups doing more for nature and progressing from bronze to silver or from silver to gold. For some groups, however, this is their first year entry, and we're thrilled to be welcoming them here today and hope that over the next few years, we can continue to support and encourage them to do more for nature and to achieve greater things. There will be multiple winners in each of the Wilder Kent Awards categories. So when we announce your category and you see your name come up on the screen, please come up to the side here and just wait there for a moment. And then we'll read out each of the winners one at a time. And when your name is announced, you can come up onto the stage and collect your award. And then we'll take a photo and we'll have a group photo. And then you can make your way back and it all makes sense as we go. So I'd like to invite Evan Bowen-Jones, who's the CEO of Kent Wildlife Trust, to join me up on the stage here to present these awards. And we will start with the awards for businesses. And Talia Sharon-Gates, who is head of income generation, will introduce this category. Talia, take it away.
Thank you. Our aim to create a wilder Kent is not something that can be achieved alone, nor is it something that we want to do alone. That's why working with like-minded businesses is key to the success of everything we do at Kent Wildlife Trust. Large or small, we believe that every business can help create a nature-positive future, where the environment is acknowledged as an asset that enhances businesses, improves working life, and protects the natural world for future generations. At Kent Wildlife Trust, we're now inviting businesses to join us as members and as partners, taking action together. Our network already includes an impressive array of community groups, parish councils, sole traders, national companies, and solicitors. Their support helps generate the vital funds needed to continue our work, whether that's restoring land or running the Wilder Kent Awards today. We believe that when businesses go above and beyond, their work should be recognised. And that is why this year, for the first time, we're proud to have launched the Business Awards category, a way to celebrate those businesses that embrace wildlife and who have action for nature at the core of their values. And I'd like to thank all of those businesses that took the first step with us this year by starting your journey with the Wilder Kent Awards. We hope to see you back again next year. And I'm delighted also to say that we're joined by Valconia and by Fen Val Conservation Project, two of the organisations that demonstrate perfectly how businesses in all sectors can successfully embrace nature. And now I'd like to hand over to Rob to present our award.
Okay, so not everybody who's nominated for an award is necessarily going to be able to be here today. And one of those is Amazing Animal Encounters. They have secured a bronze award for their fantastic work to support local wildlife and educate their community. We also have a business who has made nature their business, receiving a silver award for their outstanding efforts to provide habitats to local wildlife, integrate sustainability throughout their operation, and support the learning of local schools, is the Fen Bell Conservation Project, a silver award for them. So somebody from Fen Bell would come up and wait here for a moment. That'd be marvellous. And lastly, but by no means least, is a business who help others to incorporate environmental stewardship into their core practices, as well as doing it themselves. This business is working to restore more than 6 acres of land, including a meadow and areas to promote nesting. They're actively encouraging businesses and local government alike to talk about climate and nature. They've designated Fridays as their Team Nature Days. Alongside this already impressive list of achievements, they've also practiced the 5 R's across their business. And they are refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, and recycle, helping their whole team and the community groups they engage with adopt sustainable practices as part of everyday life. So please join me in congratulating our first gold winners of the Wilder Kent Business Awards, Valconia. So next we're going to present our awards for community groups and villages, towns and cities. These are going to be introduced by Keely Atkinson, who's head of Wilder People and Places, alongside Charles Tassell, who is the vice chair of the council, to present the award. So Charles and Keely, if you come to the stage. Keely, take it away.
Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Just had a major panic, but where are my glasses? They're on my head. Honestly. So for those of you that have been before, you'll know that me and my colleague Lee normally do these awards. I think you're doing quite well, Rob, actually.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well done. I still think we're better, Lee. I do think we're better. But anyway, a bit more money this year. So at Kent Royal Trust, we're incredibly proud to work with a range of community groups as well as villages, towns and parish councils right across the county, all of whom are working hard to create wilder spaces for their communities. For those of you who were here during our AGM, Chris mentioned, our chair, about the loss of nature. And actually this is where you guys are coming in. You're doing your bit across the county to help us restore that and bring that back. So, that's fantastic. This work is often undertaken by teams of volunteers on limited budgets. Come rain or shine, you're out there in all weathers, right? You don't stop. These remarkable groups have dedicated countless hours to protecting our natural environment, restoring habitats and supporting biodiversity. Through their unwavering commitment and innovative projects, they not only preserve the beauty and vitality of our local ecosystems, but also inspired others in our community to do the same. Today is a chance to celebrate their passion and dedication and have their work recognised. The groups in this category have all made a tangible difference to Kent's natural heritage and are helping us to create a wilder Kent, and our aim to get 25% of Kent taking meaningful action for nature. So well done, everybody. So we'll start with commendations. These groups are the ones that have just started out on their Wild Kent journey, as Rob said earlier. You're just starting to take that first step. So we're really proud of you for doing that. They should be incredibly proud of everything they've achieved so far. Their actions and the many varied things such as installing bird boxes, planting wildflower gardens and carrying out litter picks in their local communities, all actions which are having a really positive impact on the nature in their local area. These groups have had so much potential and we can't wait to see what they do next year and the years after that. So well done. Rob, I think you're going to announce who they are.
So once again, when I read out your nominations, please come up to the front of the stage and then we'll do all the photos. So our commendations in the community groups in villages, towns and cities categories are the 8th Folkestone Guides, Wilderness to Wonderland, Medway Food Bank, and Hextable Parish Council. Now we're going to move on to the Bronze Award winners from community groups, villages, towns and cities. And to introduce this category, there she is, Anna Peszek, Lead Education Tutor.
The next set of winners all achieved a Bronze Award as part of the community groups, villages, towns and cities category. To achieve a bronze, these groups will have undertaken a range of actions across 3 criteria. Our bronze winners have created a range of habitats for wildlife locally, including ponds and wildlife gardens. Many have created their own allotments, growing produce for the local community, reducing the carbon footprint of their food, whilst at the same time promoting healthy living. There have been great efforts towards reducing, reusing and recycling, with some groups implementing zero waste policies and creating ways to recycle or compost waste material. Our bronze winners should all be incredibly proud of themselves and everything they have achieved this year, and we look forward in supporting them reach silver or gold in years to come. Hand over to Rob to announce our bronze winners.
Thank you very much, Hannah. So our Bronze Award winners in the community groups and villages, towns and cities category are Holborough Hedgehogs, the Healthy Living Centre in Dartford, the Cedar Road Community Garden, the 8th Deal Wingham Scout Group, the Sunken Garden Society, and Ainsford Green Team. Which group are you with? And oh, which one are you? Healthy Living Centre, not the hedgehogs. There we go. And now to introduce the Silver Award winners, we have Lee Mason Baldwin, who's Head of Education and Lifelong Learning. Lee.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. It's always such a great moment in time after a year's worth of work to see all the things you've been doing, then to see everybody gather together and see the evidence coming in. So it's a really nice accumulation of things for us as a team. Many of this year's silver winners in the community groups and villages, towns and cities category are groups who achieved bronze or commendations in 2023, but in the year since have done much more for nature and wildlife. These groups have enhanced their their spaces for wildlife, improving ponds, extending wildflower areas, and taking disused, abandoned spaces and making them havens for wildlife. For their communities, these spaces not only act as an excellent habitat for a range of species, but also support the local community and provide a safe space for mental well-being. Many of these groups have also taken action to advocate for sustainable food growing, promote recycling, or support green transport. By going the extra distance, these groups have not only improved spaces for wildlife locally, but the impacts of their actions can be felt much more widely in the community. So I'm going to hand over to Rob to announce the Silver Award winners.
So our silver winners in the community groups and villages, towns and cities category are Sean Wildlife Community Group, the Friends of Milton Creek Country Park Trust, Linstead Community Kitchen Garden. The Friends of Victoria Park. And Bearsted Climate Action Network. Well done, congratulations. Linstead Community Kitchen. There we go. Okay, we need to, there we go. Oh, congratulations. Well done. And now we will move on to the Gold Award winners. And to introduce these, once again, Keely Atkinson and Paul Hadaway, who's Director of Conservation and Engagement, to present the awards. Keely.
Apologies for the confusion. We did a run through yesterday, but we didn't have any award winners. And it's much harder when you've got people, right? So we will get better at this anyway. So we're delighted to announce our 5 gold winners for our community groups, villages, towns, cities. And we're pleased that 4 of them have been able to join us today. I'm going to say a little bit about each of you first. So if you could just wait and then come up once we've done that, that would be brilliant. So our first gold winners are Community Grow. So Community Grow have been with us from the beginning. So when Lee and I first launched this, God, back in 2000, whenever it was, Community Grow were one of the pilot organisations that helped us to launch these awards. So we're eternally grateful to them. But just something about Community Grow. So Community Grow are a sustainable food education charity who show children, young people and adults how to grow fresh food in a chemical-free, sustainable way. Working in partnership with nature to benefit their local community and the environment. Community Grow first entered the Wilder Kent Awards back in 2020. So that's how long we've been doing it. And that's why we look like this, Lee, right? This is why we've aged so much. Our inaugural year. Having been with us from the start, it's been great to see how much Community Grow have done over the years. This year, Community Grow have extended their wetland habitats and planted a range of native hedges and trees, increasing habitats for a range of wildlife. Throughout the year, Community Grow have run a range of workshops for local people, ensuring a positive impacts of their work are felt far and wide by the community. We can't thank you enough for all of your hard work. Rob?
Come to the stage and accept your Gold Award.
So our next gold winners are Friends of Broomhill. We're incredibly proud of the Wilder Kent Awards journey that Friends of Broomhill have been on over the past few years. They first entered in 2022, achieving a bronze, which they then progressed to achieving silver in 2023. And now in 2024, they've earned a gold. The Gold Award recognises their continued hard work in restoring nature and improving habitats in Broomhill Park, Strood, as well as the Old Orchard, which is just adjacent. Here, over 250 native trees and thousands of bulbs have been planted. The space is routinely used by the local community, including Abbey Court Special School, and action has been taken to improve accessibility to the site. An excellent effort by the Friends of Broomhill in helping us to create a wilder Kent.
Congratulations. Friends of Broomhill.
We'll make sure they get their award passed on to them. Our next Gold Award winner is Dandelion Time. Dandelion Time are a nature-based charity that works with children and their wider family to overcome issues and difficulties, connecting through nature and promoting positive well-being through nature-based activities. Their 22-acre site is home to a wide range of natural and managed habitats, including woodlands, meadows, ornamental gardens, and vegetable patches. Across the site, there are many bird boxes, bat boxes, and hedgehog combs, and through link up with the hedgehog people. Sounds great. See, we're linking as well. Hedgehog combs, and through regular tree planting, allowing grass to grow long, they're able to provide habitats for a range of wildlife. Dandelion Time have an incredible connection to nature and a holistic view across food and wider human health that is a real benefit to their community.
Please come to the stage.
Our final Gold Community Group, Spadework, are a charity that work to provide enriching experiences for adults with a range of needs, helping them live healthier, happier lives and having more fulfillment in their lives. Horticulture forms a large part of the provision, and sustainability and environmentalism is a theme that runs through all they do. Spadeworkers have earned themselves a gold in 2023, and we're pleased to see that they not only maintained their gold from last year, but they've actually gone further and achieved more. Since last year, they've enhanced their habitats for wildlife, including having larger areas of long grass and a greater selection of wildflowers planted across the site. Oil consumption has completely stopped. I mean, that's amazing, right? On site, and battery-powered electric mowers are now being used. And Spadework have been working with a range of schools to provide forest school programs. An amazing effort from the team. Well done, guys.
The awards for educational settings, covering all of our winners from schools, nurseries, colleges, and universities. We'll start with the commended entries. I think we're starting to get the hang of how we're doing this now. So if you hear your name, then please come up to the side and then we'll do all the photos. Tom White, who is education manager, is going to introduce the work of the education groups and our commended entries, along with Charles Tassel, who is vice chair of the council, to present the awards. Tom.
So at Kent Wildlife Trust, our mission is to increase wildlife abundance and climate resilience across the county. To do this, we recognise that we also need to tackle people's disconnect to nature, and I believe passionately that this must start early. By capturing the imagination of young people, we can foster the next generation of environmental stewards. To this end, the work that we do with schools, nurseries, colleges and universities as part of the Wilder Kent Awards is invaluable. Through the Wilder Kent Awards, we've been able to recognise and reward the hard work of children and young people across the county. School councils, eco teams, gardening clubs and student unions have all worked hard to take action for nature, all whilst influencing their peers and improving their communities locally. Myself and my colleagues in the education team on a daily basis get to see the enthusiasm that young people have for nature and for wildlife. It lifts my heart to know that there is a new generation of wildlife advocates waiting in the wings, ready to come through and take custody of this planet. However, this passion and love for nature would mean nothing without the hard work and dedication of the staff within these schools, colleges and nurseries, who give up their own time to support these pupils in their projects, pushing them in the right direction and supporting them to achieve their green plans. We all know how valuable a teacher's time is, so thank you. I'm glad that today your hard work and the hard work of your pupils is being recognised as part of the Wilder Kent Awards. We will start with the Commendation Awards. These are the schools who are just starting out on their Wilder Kent Awards journey, and they should be incredibly proud of all they've achieved so far. These schools have begun creating wildflower areas for pollinators. They've put up bird boxes and created bug hotels in efforts to create homes for wildlife. Some have been growing their own produce, making use of water butts and compost bins within their grounds, and many are beginning to promote recycling, as well as making efforts to cut down on paper and plastics in school. These schools all have so much potential, and we can't wait to see what they do at the Wilder Kent Awards 2025. So I'll now hand back to Rob to announce the commendations for 2024 who have joined us today.
So our commendation winners in the education category are Harrietsham Church of England Primary School, Y School, Ursuline College, the Foreland Fields School, and Westland School. Well done. We've obviously got somebody for Fields. Okay. Well, now to introduce the Bronze Award winners, we have Bella Sabin Dawson, who is Education Officer. Bella.
So the next set of schools and groups have achieved a bronze award, many for the first time, and we would really like to thank you all for your hard work. It really helps us to create a Wilder Kent and makes such a big difference, so congratulations for being here. These schools have given over more of their grounds for wildlife, including letting larger areas of grass go along. They have shown great dedication to creating habitats for wildlife, including bird and bat boxes, hedgehog homes, and even some small ponds and water features. What has been really lovely to see is how involved the pupils have been in all of these projects, helping with litter picks, recycling incentives, and finding ways of monitoring energy usage in classrooms. We look forward to supporting these groups on their continued journey in the Wilder Kent Awards 2025 towards a silver or a gold. Rob, could you please announce our winners?
Well, our bronze winners this year are St Mary's C of E Primary School and Nursery. The Penny's Nursery Forest School. Tunbridge School. Smarden Primary and Nursery School. And Newingate School. No. Oh. I don't think we have Smarden with us today. No, we'll skip on. Newingate. St Mary's CV. There we go. Come on. So now we move on to the Silver Awards. And to introduce the Silver Awards, Lee Mason Baldwin, Head of Education and Lifelong Learning. Lee.
Hello again, everybody. So I'm really pleased to be announcing the silver winners in the education category of the Wilder Kent Awards. Happy. It's great to see that there's so many previous winners winning a silver award this year and progressing their entries on their previously earned awards in accommodation or a bronze certificate in previous years, demonstrating the fantastic work that they've been doing for nature and wildlife. Over the past year, these groups have worked even harder to protect wildlife and create wilder spaces, including working closely with ground staff to increase the areas allowing wildlife to thrive. Many have created dedicated wild areas within their school grounds and have worked hard to maintain these habitats for wildlife. Eco clubs and school councils have worked hard on their commitment to sustainability, increasing efforts to monitor and improve energy and water consumption, and making commitments to go plastic free. In their efforts to engage with nature, many of our Silver Award winners have shown excellent collaboration with other groups and communities outside of their own, including engaging with parents, towns, town councils, local MPs. It's just astounding, all these different networks that start to be built across the communities in Kent. The efforts of all of our Silver Award winners this year have been amazing, and we can't wait to receive the entries for next year and to see you all go for gold. So I'll hand over to Rob to announce the silver winners.
Okay, so our silver winners this year are Lower Halstow School, Anthony Roper Primary School, ALP Schools The Lodge, Waldham All Saints Primary, Canterbury Christchurch University, Newington CEP School, Rochester Independent College, and St Nicholas at Wade C of E Primary School. Congratulations. Well done.
Well done.
Well done. Brilliant.
Well done, everybody.
Right, now, finally, Tom is going to join us once again to introduce the Gold Award winners for education, along with Ben Dart, who is our Chief Operating Officer. Tom.
Thank you, Rob. So a huge congratulations to this year's gold winners within the education category, which includes nurseries, schools, colleges and universities. To achieve gold, these groups really have gone above and beyond in making spaces for nature and taking action for the climate. This year we had 11 gold winners just across the Wild Kent Awards education category, which is a real victory for nature. And today we are joined by 6 of those winners. And it's going to work similar to how it did with community groups. I've got a short paragraph to read for each of those groups. We'll then welcome you on the stage for your photo opportunity. Our first gold winners today are a small school with only 105 pupils, but Brabourne CEP certainly aim to punch above their weight when it comes to their impact on climate and nature. The school is passionate about teaching their pupils about nature and giving them every opportunity to learn about the world around them. This year, pupils got the chance to take part in the Mayor of Ashford's annual eco debate at the Chamber of Commerce, as well as debating in school the relative green credentials of political parties' recent manifestos for the general election. We were also incredibly impressed by how well this school has collaborated with others to help them make wilder spaces for all, including working with local volunteers, the Brabourne and Smead Gardening Society, and local builders on numerous ground force days, making every space available conducive to promoting nature. This is Brabourne's second year in a row achieving a gold award, and they are showing no signs of slowing down. Congratulations.
Brabourne, please come to the stage. So.
Sorry about that.
Well done.
Our next gold winners are Broadstairs College, part of the East Kent College Group, who have made tremendous efforts towards sustainability and carbon reduction. Carbon reduction in particular. Their Our Future campus building currently has 20 solar panels on the roof, with the rest of their energy across the campus coming from green energy suppliers. There have also been substantial efforts made towards reducing the amount of waste produced on site, with the student union taking an active role in removing single-use bottles from campus and single-use cutlery from the cafeterias. Food waste is actively composted on site and is used on the on-site allotments, which is used by both students and the local community. On top of all of that, students have had the opportunity to work with local communities in contributing to the upkeep of a small patch of local woodland. So woodland, actually, I'm from Broadstairs, it's woodland I like to go for walks through, and favourite bird spotting place. So to know that the students of Broadstairs College have contributed to that is amazing. So thank you. It's great to see both the college and its students taking such an active effort towards helping us to create a wilder Kent. Please welcome Broadstairs College. Our next gold winner, Heath Farm School, is a specialist school catering for young people with a range of SEMH needs who have really taken outdoor learning and the benefits it brings and made it part of their ethos. Their entry contained a wide range of truly inspiring stories and unique ideas. They embraced a flooded field and took it as an opportunity to create a bog garden. Last year, secondary students displayed a bug barrel at the RHS Hampton Court Flower Show, and this year supported the primary pupils in showing their Living Lawns project at that same show. They have worked with Community Rail Project and the Parish Council to create a nature garden at Charing Station, and probably my favourite story from all of our Wilder Kent Awards journey entries this year, the planting of new trees and hedgerows within their site has really paid off with the discovery by one pupil of a hibernating dormouse. A truly inspirational school and inspirational pupils.
Heath Farm School.
Our next gold winner, Penny's Nursery, have been part of our Wilder Kent Awards journey since 2021, progressing from a silver to a gold in 22 and maintaining that terrific effort for the past 3 years. At both their Hockers Lane and Newnham Court sites, they've worked hard to create habitats for a variety of wildlife and always look to include their youngest children in this process, having them planting seeds, growing produce, and putting out food for birds over winter. Engaging children at such a young age in wildlife and nature is so important, and Pennies should be incredibly proud of the actions they are taking year after year. Please welcome Pennies. And next, we have the sustainability team at the University of Kent, who have worked hard to create a robust landscape and biodiversity strategy, which ensures the entire campus supports a range of wildlife. The full range of biodiversity is highlighted in their annual BioBlitz, which is attended by many from the local community. In 2024, the sustainability team have been working on creating a river of vegetation, linking the orchard planted last year for the university's diamond anniversary with the Kent Community Oasis Garden. This river will be around 2.5 kilometres of planting and interpretation that creates a corridor for wildlife across the campus, providing a wide range of foraging and cover opportunities. Truly inspirational project. Please welcome the sustainability team at University.
See you again.
And our final gold winner for 2024 is Wellesley Haddon Dean. They first applied for a Wilder Kent Award in 2022, achieving a bronze, which progressed to a silver in 23. We're delighted by the work they have done over the years, which has only grown and grown to help them achieve the gold in 2024. Driven by a passionate cohort of pupils and an even more passionate teacher, they've achieved some great things this year, including organising their own Restore Nature Now march in Ramsgate on the same day Chris Packham and others were doing one in London. Within their community, Wellesley Haddon Dean have been incredibly supportive of other schools, supporting them in their Wilder Kent Awards journey and helping to spread the message of a Wilder Kent. An excellent effort and a privilege to work with. Please welcome Wellesley Haddon Dean. All of our gold winners should be incredibly proud of all they have achieved and can now act as shining examples for other schools, nurseries, colleges and universities to follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. So that sort of wraps up most of the formalities for the afternoon. Congratulations to all of you on your achievements. It's been lovely for me to be able to be here and to celebrate with you. Well, you know, having heard loads of the stories and having met some of the people while we were doing tea and cake earlier, there's loads of material for the podcast for the next year. So that's great. So from me, Rob Smith, thank you very much. And I'll hand over to Ben to wrap up the final elements of today.
Rob, just wait there a second for us, please. Thank you. And thank you to all for joining today. Thanks to the team at Kent Wildlife Trust, University of Kent, and the Marsh Trust, the volunteer staff. You've all done an incredible amount of work, and it's a privilege to hear what you've done. So, round of applause to you all. Thank you very much. So before we all go and get tea and cake and relax, we've got one last award to give. So we've got another special volunteer here with us today that we're honoured to present an award to. This person has been pivotal in amplifying the work of both Kent Wildlife Trust and other conservation organisations. A familiar face from BBC South East today. This individual is both the creator and presenter of our popular Talk, Not Walk on the Wild Side podcast, and he gives his time and expertise for free to celebrate positive environmental efforts. He first began working with the Trust, producing videos for the Save Swanston campaign with the aim to protect the site of SSI. Since then, his dedication and positivity have been invaluable to the Trust, and we're incredibly fortunate to have him as a volunteer. So truly deserving of recognition for his exceptional contributions to conservation and environmental awareness, we're delighted to present today's host, Rob Smith, with the Wilder Kent Volunteer Award. Well done.
You got me.
One last favour, please. Can all award winners come up to the stage and get a photograph? And then we're done. Thank you very much, everybody. Cheers.
Sorry, everyone, we have missed one person.
Oh,
somehow. So just bear with us for one moment and we will.
Yes. I can't sing, unfortunately, Keely, no. And I have to say, I'm afraid I think Rob's presentation is slightly better. Tim, could you come up and take a picture, please, on the stage? If you could all wave your hands and wave your awards, that'd be fantastic, Tim.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you very much. I genuinely wasn't expecting anything, so that was it's lovely.
Thank you.
You know, it's one of these things. It's
Right. Now, I want you to all pretend we're back in time. The suspense is still here, and we're back, all the way back into the community groups, towns, cities, villages category. And we're just about to announce that Kensington Town Council have won a gold award. That was wonderful, everybody. I'm very impressed with the last show of girls. That was good.
Thank you very much. You're all free to go. See you next year.